Across the globe, nestled amid breathtaking landscapes and shaped by the patient hands of time, there exist villages that seem to have stepped straight from the pages of a fairy tale. Today, I invite you on a wondrous journey to discover some of the most beautiful villages the world has to offer. These are places where the natural world and human ingenuity have come together to create something truly magical. Some of these villages are remote, their secrets guarded by towering mountains, deep forests, or shimmering lakes. Others remain lesser known, treasured by only the most adventurous of travelers, and surrounded by natural wonders that have defined their character for centuries. In every corner, nature whispers its influence, shaping the land, the livelihoods, and the legends of those who call these places home. Each village is a living masterpiece, sculpted by its unique location and enriched by the architecture of generations past. From colorful houses clinging to mountainsides to tiny harbors painted in every hue, these villages are more than mere settlements. They are stories waiting to be discovered. Let us embark together on this enchanted voyage and uncover the hidden marvels of our world. Tucked along the sparkling shores of Lake Hallstatt and embraced by the looming peaks of the Dachstein Alps, the village of Hallstatt is a vision of harmony between man and nature. Here, the houses rise in tiers, their pastel facades reflected in the still waters below, as if painted by the dawn itself. The ancient salt mines, lifeblood of the village, have shaped its destiny for millennia, weaving prosperity and mystery into its very foundations. Towering spires of historic churches pierce the sky, their bells echoing across the valley, a call that has resonated through centuries of tranquil mornings and stormy nights. Narrow lanes wind their way up the mountainside, flanked by flower-laden balconies and timbered facades, each home bearing witness to generations of families who have weathered the alpine seasons. In spring and summer, Hallstatt is a tapestry of color. Wildflowers bloom along the lakeshore, and boats drift lazily through crystalline waters. Come winter, the village is transformed. Snow crowns the rooftops and mists swirl between the mountains, casting a spell of quietude and wonder. The air is fresh with the scent of pine and the faint trace of mineral-rich earth, a reminder of the salt beneath. Swans glide gracefully across the lake, their movements mirrored by the serene pace of life. Every view, from the water's edge to the highest terrace, is a living postcard, a scene that has inspired artists, poets, and wanderers for centuries. Hallstatt's story is etched into every stone and timber. Its churches hold echoes of Gothic and Baroque grandeur, while the small cemetery overlooking the lake tells tales of love, loss, and enduring community. It is a place of profound beauty and quiet resilience, where nature's grandeur is matched only by human craftsmanship. As the sun sets, the last light touches the mountaintops with a golden glow, and the village lights begin to twinkle. It is a moment that feels suspended beyond time, a reminder of the delicate, enduring balance between people and the wild world they call home. Deep in the heart of Switzerland, hidden between dramatic cliffs and lush meadows, lies Lauterbrunnen, a village whose name means many fountains. The valley is a sanctuary of water, with no fewer than 72 waterfalls plunging from sheer rock faces, their silver threads weaving a tapestry of sound that fills the mountain air. This enchanting landscape served as inspiration for J.R.R. Tolkien's Rivendell, and upon entering Lauterbrunnen, it is easy to see why. Towering peaks, often draped in a veil of mist, stand sentinel over emerald pastures where cows graze contentedly, their bells a gentle melody on the breeze. The village itself is a cluster of wooden chalets, their flower boxes ablaze with color, standing testament to Swiss alpine tradition. The Staubach Falls, one of Europe's highest free-falling waterfalls, cascades from a dizzying height, its waters transforming into a delicate spray before reaching the earth below. Beneath its shadow, the village life unfolds at an unhurried pace. Children play in sun-dappled fields, and hikers set off on trails that meander through wildflower meadows and ancient forests. In every direction, the natural world asserts its presence. The Trümmelbach Falls, hidden within the mountain, thunder through dark caverns, carving intricate shapes in the stone. Wild eagles soar overhead, and the scent of fresh hay lingers in the air. Here, nature is not merely a backdrop, but the very essence of daily life. The seasons paint Lauterbrunnen in shifting hues. In spring, waterfalls rage with snowmelt, and the valley bursts into bloom. Summer brings long days and golden light, while autumn cloaks the meadows in amber and crimson. Winter, in turn, hushes the valley beneath a blanket of snow, the waterfalls crystallized into frozen sculptures. The architecture of Lauterbrunnen is humble yet enduring. Wooden barns and alpine houses, built to withstand the elements, nestle against the valley walls. Each structure is a testament to ingenuity and adaptability, shaped by centuries of coexistence with the land. To wander here is to step into a living dream, a place where the boundaries between myth and reality blur, and the rhythm of waterfalls becomes the heartbeat of the land. Lauterbrunnen is a reminder of nature's power and its ability to inspire awe in even the most seasoned traveler. On the shores of the Bay of Kotor, cradled by soaring mountains and the tranquil blue of the Adriatic, lies Perast, a village where Venetian elegance meets dramatic natural beauty. Perast's legacy is written in stone, with grand palaces, ornate churches, and narrow lanes emerging from a time when the village was a vital maritime outpost of the Venetian Republic. The village is a symphony of Baroque architecture. Palatial homes rise along the waterfront, their facades adorned with intricate carvings and weathered by the salt-laden breeze. The bells of St. Nicholas's Church ring out over the bay, summoning both villagers and passing sailors to pause and reflect on centuries of tradition and faith. Two tiny islets lie just offshore, each crowned by a church. Our Lady of the Rocks, built upon an artificial island, is a marvel of human perseverance. For generations, local fishermen added stones to the shoals, slowly raising a sanctuary from the sea, a place of pilgrimage and legend. The nearby island of St. George, shrouded in cypress trees, is a silent guardian, its monastery walls echoing with the prayers of ages past. Perast's streets are a labyrinth of sun-bleached stones and secret courtyards, where vines creep along ancient walls, and the scent of wild herbs fills the air. Here, life moves to the gentle rhythm of the tides. Fishermen mend their nets in the early light, while children chase gulls along the quayside, laughter mixing with the call of seabirds. The bay itself is a spectacle, a fjord-like expanse, where mountains plunge dramatically into deep, blue waters. By nightfall, the village glows with lanterns, their reflections dancing across the surface as the sea and sky merge in quiet harmony. Perast's Venetian heritage is not only visible in its architecture, but also in its spirit. Festivals, music, and cuisine celebrate a blend of cultures shaped by centuries of trade and travel. The taste of freshly caught seafood, the sound of mandolins drifting from a cafe, the sight of sails unfurling against the mountains, all speak to a life intimately tied to the land and the water. This is a village where every stone tells a story, and every sunset paints a new masterpiece over the bay. To visit Perast is to experience the enduring allure of the Adriatic, where history, nature, and the human spirit are inextricably entwined. On the rugged island of Milos, where volcanic cliffs meet the glittering Aegean Sea, lies the tiny fishing village of Mandrakia. Unlike the grand towns of Santorini or Mykonos, Mandrakia is a hidden gem, a handful of brilliant fishing garages, or samata, carved into the very rock, each painted in vibrant shades of blue, red, and green. The village is a celebration of simplicity and color. Whitewashed walls gleam in the Mediterranean sun, while the sea laps gently at the arc of the harbor. Brightly painted boats bob in the crystal-clear water, tethered to stone jetties by ropes worn smooth with use. The scent of salt and wild thyme drifts on the breeze, mingling with the laughter of children darting between the garages. Here, life is lived in harmony with the tides. Fishermen rise before dawn, slipping out to sea as the first rays of light gild the horizon. Their catch, octopus, sea bream, and squid, finds its way to village tables, where meals are shared beneath the shade of tamarisk trees, accompanied by the song of cicadas. The architecture of Mandrakia is ingenious. The surmata, carved into the coastal rock, serve as both boat shelters and homes, protecting livelihoods from the fierce winter winds. Each garage is a splash of color against the white and ochre cliffs, a testament to the creativity and resilience of the islanders. Despite its small size, Mandrakia is a world unto itself. The waters here are impossibly clear, revealing a world of fish, anemones, and shifting sands beneath the surface. The rhythm of the village is unhurried, time marked by the arrival of fishing boats, the changing light, and the rise and fall of the sea. Evenings in Mandrakia are magical. The sun sets in a blaze of gold and rose, casting long shadows across the harbor, as locals gather to share stories and laughter. The village, bathed in the soft glow of twilight, seems to float between sea and sky, a place where simplicity is elevated to an art form. Mandrakia is a reminder that beauty often lies in the smallest details, in the color of a painted door, the sparkle of the sea, the quiet joys of daily life. It is a village that inspires not only fantasy, but gratitude for the enduring gifts of nature. Perched on the steep cliffs of Italy's Amalfi Coast, Positano is a village of legend and romance. Its pastel-hued houses cascade down the mountainside in a dizzying mosaic, connected by a labyrinth of narrow streets and stairways that zigzag towards the shimmering Tyrrhenian Sea. According to local legend, Positano owes its existence to a miracle. Centuries ago, a ship carrying a painting of the Virgin Mary was caught in a storm near these shores. The sailors heard a voice whisper, "Posa posa," meaning "set me down," and obeying found safe harbor where the village now sits. To this day, the Madonna is honored as the guardian of Positano, her image a symbol of hope and protection. The village is a study in contrasts. Above, lemon groves and bougainvillea spill over stone terraces, their fragrance mingling with the salty air. Below, the beach stretches in a crescent of golden sand, where the rhythm of waves sets the pace for daily life. Shops and cafes tumble down the hillside, their awnings fluttering like the wings of butterflies in the breeze. Positano's charm lies not only in its setting, but in its spirit. The streets are alive with the laughter of lovers and the music of local musicians, serenading the night with mandolins and the scent of fresh-baked bread. The architecture is both ancient and whimsical, arched windows, tiled domes, and hidden gardens, each corner offering a new delight to the wandering soul. The sea is ever present, its colors shifting from sapphire to emerald as the day unfolds. Fishermen's boats bob in the harbor, and the distant islands of Ligali shimmer on the horizon, said to be home to the mythical sirens who once lured sailors to their fate. As evening falls, Positano transforms. The village is bathed in a golden glow, and the terraces come alive with conversation and laughter. Lights twinkle along the cliffs, mirroring the stars above, while the waves below whisper secrets to the shore. Positano is more than a destination. It is a dream woven from sunlight and legend, where every moment is touched by beauty and the possibility of enchantment. It is a place that captures the heart and lingers in the memory long after the journey ends. Off the sun-drenched coast of Croatia, Where the Adriatic sparkles like a sea of sapphires lies the medieval village of Primosten. Once an island, now joined to the mainland by a narrow causeway, Primosten is a fortress of stone, its ancient walls rising defiantly from the waves, crowned by the spire of St. George's Church. The village owes its origins to a need for defense. In the turbulent days of pirate raids and Ottoman incursions, Primosten was encircled by thick stone walls and protected by a drawbridge, a sentinel standing guard over the villagers within. Today, those same walls evoke a sense of timelessness, enclosing winding alleys and sunlit squares where olive trees cast dappled shade. The architecture is simple yet elegant. Red-tiled roofs, whitewashed walls, and weathered shutters form a harmonious palette, echoing the colors of land and sea. The church, perched at the highest point, offers sweeping views of the coastline, a reminder of the ever-present watchfulness that shaped the village's destiny. Beyond the walls, Primosten is embraced by coves and pine forests, where the scent of resin and salt fills the air. Hidden beaches curve around the island's edge, their pebbles warmed by the sun and washed by the gentle rhythm of the waves. Fishermen's boats drift in the harbor, their nets drying in the breeze, while local vineyards yield grapes for the famed Babich wine. Life in Primosten moves to an ancient cadence. The bells toll through quiet mornings, and the evenings come alive with music, laughter, and the aroma of grilled seafood. Festivals celebrate the village's heritage, blending Slavic and Mediterranean traditions in a joyful tapestry of song and dance. Yet for all its history, Primosten is a place of peace, a village where the past is ever present but never burdensome. Here, one walks in the footsteps of generations, feeling the continuity of life that flows like the tides around the island. Primosten is a sanctuary for the spirit, a place where stone meets sea, and history and nature embrace in a quiet, enduring dance. Far above the Arctic Circle, where jagged mountains rise from the sea and the air is crisp with the scent of salt and snow, lie the twin fishing villages of Hamnøy and Rein. Set against the dramatic backdrop of Norway's Lofoten Islands, these villages are the very image of Nordic fantasy. Red and white fishermen's cabins perched on rocky islets, framed by peaks that pierce the northern sky. Life here has always been intimately tied to the sea. For centuries, the fishermen of Hamnøy and Rein have braved the icy waters in pursuit of cod, their roerboer, traditional cabins, providing shelter against the fierce winter storms. Today, these cabins welcome travelers from around the world, offering a taste of Arctic solitude and hospitality. The landscape is an ever-changing masterpiece. In summer, the sun barely dips below the horizon, bathing the villages in a perpetual golden light. Fjords shimmer with reflections of mountains and sky, while fields bloom with wildflowers and seabirds wheel above the waves. In winter, the aurora dances across the heavens, painting the night with ribbons of green and violet, as the villagers huddle beneath a blanket of snow. Hamnøy and Rein are models of adaptation. The buildings, poised on stilts above the water, withstand the tides and the wind, their colors a cheerful contrast to the stark landscape. Wooden racks stand along the shore, hung with drying fish, a centuries-old tradition that endures to this day. The people here possess a quiet resilience, shaped by the rhythms of nature and the demands of the sea. Life is simple, but rich, a tapestry of fishing, storytelling, and celebration. Evenings are spent by the fire, sharing tales of storms weathered and fish landed, as the wind howls outside. The villages are a haven for those who seek beauty in solitude. Kayakers glide between the islands, while hikers scale the peaks for views that stretch to the horizon. Every vista is a postcard, mountains reflected in still waters, cabins glowing in the evening light, northern lights swirling above. Hamnøy and Rein remind us that even in the world's wildest places, humanity can find a foothold. creating pockets of warmth and beauty amid the grandeur of the untamed north.